As always, my dudes, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe to I Did a Thing everyone react to. Please, go give them the support. They really deserve it, my dudes. Go!
How you going? I've had this Beyblade sitting in my garage for 2 years now, and I just can't bring myself to throw it away. Mostly because it doesn't fit in my bin, and I don't want the garbage man to judge me. So, my solution is to do the most amount of engineering I've ever done and get this thing spinning at almost the speed of sound. So fast that it blows itself apart and everything else around it. And that way, I don't have to throw it away.
That was so violent sounding!
And if you watched my 2 previous videos in this Beyblade series, you'll know that I hyped it up a lot, but it was actually pretty crap. It didn't go very fast, and I also made it too good, and the Beyblade was very stable, so it didn't move around and destroy enough things. But it turns out there is a pretty easy fix to the stability.
Damn it.
I just need to introduce some instability into the Beyblade's life with an opioid addiction, and by also cutting off its leg so it's flat, which makes it walk around more. Okay, now to make it spin faster. And last time I was using a chainsaw winch thing, which worked, but only got it up to like 360 RPM, and I want it to go a lot faster. Like fast enough that the UN is forced to get involved and put sanctions on my house.
He's right.
I take the fact that he develops weapons of mass destruction very seriously. I remember the fact that he has invaded 2 countries before. I know for a fact that he's poisoned his own people.
So how am I going to get it spinning that fast? Well, if we do some basic maths, this motor spins at 2000 RPM, and if we have a 2 to...
This guy has... He either owns a junkyard, or something. I don't know where this guy gets all this crud.
1 pulley conversion on it, it will spin at 4000 RPM. So if the Beyblade is 92 centimeters wide, at 4000 RPM, the tips of the Beyblade will be traveling at around 700 kilometers per hour. And if we do some more maths, considering Princess Diana hit that bridge at 100 kilometers per hour, which made news all around the world, 700 kilometers per hour is enough to kill 7 princesses. So it should be pretty impressive at that speed. But before I make the news, I just need to figure out how to attach this motor to the Beyblade, but more importantly, how to get it off. And considering the best thing I could come up with before was a pair of vice grips that released the Beyblade with a piece of string, I'm gonna get someone else to help.
Is it a YouTuber?
Come in.
No.
Casper?
Hey, how you going? My mate, who has a channel called Not an Engineer, but despite the name, is a much better engineer than me. And he also knows how to draw parts on the computer, much better than I do. And he drew up this cool sketch for us to follow. Now, the first thing we decided to do was take apart the Beyblade.
Easy.
And when I was making this, I definitely compensated for my lack of mechanical skills by using a whole bottle of glue on this thread, and it's now impossible to take apart. So we decided to deal with it later, and instead started boring down this pipe, which will hold the bearings and shaft that spins the Beyblade.
I'm going to buy one of these things. Don't ask me why.
Okay, I'll ask you when.
Good question. When I can afford it. I got it at Home Depot for $170.
Ooh. What is that?
No, you're not allowed to access anything, Opera. It's for like, it's like wood turning. You can like put wood on it and then like it turns. You can make like bowls and stuff like that. I will use it to like make like cool stuff. Like a ball of wood. I'll chuck it at my neighbor's window.
And by we, I mean my mate. But first he had to fix my lathe.
This one doesn't even have its little washer.
See, it's like some crazy industrial.
Alright, so that explains why I was making a funny noise. Alright. And you know what else
Yeah, see,
needs
he's got a
fixing?
fancy one.
Your browser,
He's got a cheap
which is
one.
why you need to start using Opera GX, the sponsor of today's video. Thanks to Opera GX for sponsoring this video. Opera GX is a superior browser compared to others, as it doesn't use all your computer's resources for no reason, allowing you to choose how much computer power Opera GX takes up. So you can have a bunch of tabs open and not have to close them while playing games or doing other things. Look, here's me using Chrome with horrible performance, and now with Opera GX. And look at those beautiful low numbers. Also, default browsers are just so boring, and Opera GX offers you a lot of really useful mods. My favorite is this one, as it's me, a slightly worse looking version of me, in my garage with my best creations. And you also get to hear me asking how you are every time you open a new tab.
Wait, you actually made a
going?
freaking theme? I totally want to play his theme.
You can
on
also
my
get ones that
freaking
change your
Opera G. I'm
typing
going
to
to.
farting.
I'm gonna do it. I'm pretty sure
There are
they
so
scrapped
many
that
mods in
kind
the
of
GX
stuff.
store
How many
that
people
change
have those,
everything
like,
from the background music to keyboard sounds. And changing over to Opera GX is so easy, as it's equipped with an import tool that allows you to quickly import all your settings from your previous browser. All you do is go to browser settings, synchronization, import bookmarks, and import, and you're good to go. My favorite thing about Opera GX is the GX corner, which keeps you up to
Here's the
date.
thing that's interesting and funny to me. And I'll be completely honest with you. So the biggest thing is Internet Explorer and Chrome are the exact same. Like they're both based off of Chromium, the same exact like web browser. And if I don't know if Brave is as well. I think so. Brave is the only thing that's for real that has a genuine VPN and a genuine ad blocker. Like it's integrated into the friggin' browser. Opera GX has a VPN option, and I think it has an ad blocker that is available. But the point I'm trying to make here is that, for the most part, the vast majority of like browsers tend to be the same. Opera GX I do like because it freaking it's less resource heavy, resource hungry.
Yeah.
How's it going, Chaos?
Go.
With what game.
So I genuinely just think that it freaking it's just less resource hungry.
Yeah.
But like, it is funny how I've heard that like if you download Chrome using Internet Explorer, not Internet Explorer, but Edge. Specifically Edge, you're downloading Chrome with Chrome. Edge is literally just Chrome, just looks different.
Games are coming out soon.
pretty
It
interesting.
also tells you what games are
So
on
I do
sale
like the fact
and
that
where.
Opera
It does daily news
actually
and more.
genuinely less power
Wow,
hungry
Taylor
than
Swift
Chrome.
went on a date with an NFL player. And also, if you
I've heard
download
that Brave
Opera
tends to be
GX
a
for
really
free
good one
using
too,
the link in my
like that,
description,
but-
you will get my
Opera's been
personal
pretty good with me. Sponsor
GX
me, yo.
mod. So go download Opera GX today and
give you that
upgrade
one
your
for free.
browser. And while he was doing that, I did the more complicated parts that require expertise, like
pasa,
tapping
Chaos?
these holes
Hey, let me know if the
and
audio and
hitting the
everything sounds good,
Beyblade with a
Chaos.
hammer.
Oh, they broke.
Okay, I managed to get the Beyblade apart with minimal effort, and my mate had
Well,
finished
they were
boring
trying
the
to tear it
bearing
apart, right?
holes so that the bearings
they're trying to take
fit
it apart,
neatly
yeah.
You see, I
inside.
want to do stuff like that.
There
I
is
totally will
nothing
someday.
more satisfying than watching a bearing fit perfectly into
I'm
a
not gonna
hole.
buy it and then leave
And
it in the
I'm not
closet.
even saying this in a sexual way. It's just a great feeling.
Unopened.
Absolutely beautiful. Because if it's slightly
bag.
wrong, the bearing won't move
Shut
at
up.
all. But when it's right, it slides perfectly
receipt
in.
on top
And then before you know it, you and your mate are making love. Okay, then my mate started turning down the shaft that was going to go inside the bearings, while I made the piece that's going to grip.
Shut up! I missed the part about him lubricating this tight hole.
What? You and your mate are making love. Okay, then my mate started
See, you
turning
missed
down the
most important part.
shaft that was going to go inside the bearings, while I made the piece that's going to grip and release the Beyblade. And to do that, I'm going to use these little ball bearings, which I stole from your washing machine while you were sleeping. So you should probably get that looked at.
Bro, that is way too expensive a washing machine for me. That's high
And the
cents.
bearings go inside this piece and will grab the top of the Beyblade in the same
I
way
got
as
my
a
washing
collet
machine from
chuck
Temu.
on a mill. And if you don't know how a collet chuck works, neither do I. So you're asking the wrong guy. Next, I drilled 4 holes which are big enough to fit the balls all the way in, but not let them
I go too
out
far
on the
back?
inside of the pipe. Except for this hole, which I made too big.
Oh, bro, he's gonna wake up at 4 in the morning and step on that. Yeah, it's gonna come back. Where did it? Oh no. Oh, there it is.
Oh, what the?
There's a food. I thought someone was gonna be standing there. What is this? how often are you losing ball bearings? Just need the one, thank you.
Then I just cut down this threaded rod and welded it onto the piece with the balls. Can't see what I'm doing, and I just welded the clamp to the piece. Which is me done. And in the same time it took me to make this, my mate had finished the entire spinny shaft thing, which I then welded onto a
I wanted
bracket.
to see him lubricating that.
And then we put it all together. And it spins slowly, but what we really want to know is, does it spin fast enough to cause grievous bodily harm?
You ready? You ready? That was alright. That's alright. That's not bad. You won't do that with the Beyblade.
Yeah, no. And that was the maximum speed, which seemed fast, but you can't really tell without the Beyblade on the bottom, which is what we're going to do now. So next I welded up a frame for the motor and arm that hold the Beyblade. And this is all guesswork here, which is why I decided to weld it all permanently in place before checking if the motor even fits onto the frame, which luckily it does, and the spindle as well. Okay, so then we finished off the Beyblade by drilling a hole in the center so a bolt threads inside, and then tested if the Beyblade fits. Am I pushing it all the way?
Yeah.
The cool thing is that Bubba Monkey's a mechanic, so I could use so much freaking like random junk and scrap metal and stuff to do.
Which it does.
Not like I'm gonna make it for content or something, but I'm saying just in general for like my at-home stuff. I'm not gonna become a freaking this kind of YouTuber.
Kind of just looks like a lawnmower.
But watching him does give me ideas for like stuff.
And
that
we
I can do
couldn't
at home, like,
resist
that just help.
spinning it up in my garage.
Yep.
Like just watching how he sets up this motor and stuff. It's like give me ideas.
Okay.
It's already wobbly. It's quite wobbly.
That's not the shaft though, is it?
Thank you, guys.
Gracias.
You got it up.
Do you want to go a bit faster?
Yeah.
Can you go? Or I'll go a little bit.
Yeah, you go with it.
Yeah. Pull it out.
And that was only
Am I the only way-
5%
is it just
of
me,
its
or do you also
maximum
feel like an
speed. It was
anxiety?
already
Yeah.
terrifying
Break
enough
and
to
just
kick in my fight or flight response and make me use
Like,
my
I don't-
mate
like, I
as a
feel
human
scared
shield.
for them.
So I
Like,
can't
I can-
imagine
look
what
at
I'm
him,
going
look
to
at
do
him
to the
nervous
people
there.
around me
Yeah.
when the Beyblade is going at
Oh,
full
look how
speed.
cool that camera setup
Okay,
is.
last thing we have to do is make something that is going to hit this pin off the top to release the internal pipe, which means those little balls inside
thing
would
is,
be
he's
able to
going-
slip out of the
he's trying to
way,
make it go
releasing
the
the
speed of
Beyblade.
light.
And I was all for
trying
just
to, like,
poking
break
it
the freaking
using a
sound barrier
big
with this
stick,
thing.
but my mate suggested we use the VFD, which we are using to control the speed of the motor, as it has some inbuilt switches that trigger when the motor reaches a certain speed, which we can plug this solenoid into. So I just welded the solenoid to some metal, and then we made the world's first hexagonal spring. I have never seen a hexagonal spring
I'm gonna fall over if you keep doing.
and put it
It's a
on
new
the
invention.
frame. And
Or
now the
suspension.
solenoid should pop out, hitting the release pin and knocking it off.
Nice, okay. I believe you now that it happened on camera.
Which it does, but we don't know if the release pin will actually stay on
so
while
that's
the
gonna
motor
release
is
the
spinning at
Beyblade?
high
Yeah.
speed. So we gave it a test behind my not so blast-proof blast shield.
That's not gonna do anything.
No.
That's not gonna protect the thing. I don't think.
No, I'm gonna be in a different room.
He said it's not so black. It's supposed to be. Is it like bulletproof? I don't.
You're gonna fly? You're gonna fly?
Perfect.
And that is everything
Was it
working.
perfect? Did it
So I
work?
just sprayed it and put on some safety tape to remind us not to go near it while it's spinning. And now I just need to find a place to spin this guy up. And last time I did it in the abandoned drug house down the road. And that is still an option, as I live close to another
I mean, yeah,
abandoned
definitely.
house. But that's also next to a preschool. And this guy,
Here's what I don't understand, my dude. It's like, bro, if I like, of course, I got a family I had to like take care of and help and whatnot. But if I didn't, dude, I just go find one of these abandoned places and just take over. It's mine. It's my hobo house now. I build my own little sanctuary out of like blankets and stuff.
is going to be spinning a lot faster,
much stuff
and I
is here.
don't really think I can rely on walls to stop it. Which is
You
why
can
I asked for
survive
your
here.
guys'
I
help.
start
And lucky
gardening.
for me, Hamilton must have a death wish, as he hit me up and agreed to let me do the Beyblade on his property. So we put everything in the car, including 4 lady mannequins. And I didn't specifically ask for women, but it was the only thing they had left in the store, besides babies, which I did buy as well, but for a different video.
Have you ever been in a car with this many girls before?
Never.
No, it's incredible. It's making me nervous.
I think they just ripped them off by selling them like $100 chicken baby.
Yeah, I got them secondhand, and I was like, it's all they had, and I realized afterwards, I'm like, this doesn't look that good, does it? And Hamilton's property is perfect. It has one big opening, which the main camera can view all the destruction through. It's got rafters for the Beyblade to hang from, and most importantly, a dead kangaroo. So first we hung up the Beyblade frame, which was a little wobbly.
Mummified kangaroo in there.
Auto vibration absorbing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but tell me how this guy is not the literal manifestation of Jigsaw. Right now, looking at this image.
Nah.
What do you mean nah?
So if there's any imbalance in the system, it's not going to
First,
matter.
Mr. Beast turned into the literal Squid Game.
And then
Oh, he
brought in
did?
the mannequins.
Now
And I
this guy is
couldn't
turning
stop
into
thinking
Jigsaw.
about that Princess Diana joke I made earlier,
it's
so I
full
thought it would
people.
be appropriate to arrange a
I wanna
little
play a
English
game.
tea party
You have to
for
make
the
a choice.
ladies. And then we put in the Beyblade.
It's what the whole thing is wobbling just from this.
And because we thought the Beyblade had a high chance of shattering, we decided to go full speed on the first go.
Might sit against this wall. If I sit against this wall.
Full speed at first go.
Why?
Sweet.
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, right? There's a lot of video games where you can fire buzzsaws at people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why?
And now I have now seen the genius in this video. I want to see how viable a buzzsaw cannon is. Like a buzzsaw launcher? Are you kidding me?
It's the weakest pull and then top one.
You happy near the door then?
Yeah, this is fine.
Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Go.
They didn't put any. Close the freaking door. What if it bounces out?
Oh no.
And I'm not sure what Hamilton was expecting me to do on his property, but I'm sure he didn't
Or is it
imagine
like
he
an
would be
unlimited-
cowering behind a single brick wall
guess it would
from a
depend on
giant
the Beyblade.
Beyblade spinning at almost the speed of sound.
Yeah? That's about the reaction you should have.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, I
Alright, it
wouldn't get close
definitely
to it. It
worked
might
in
still
a
be spinning
way,
in there.
as
Get
one of the
closer to door.
mannequins was in pieces and its leg was out the window. And there was also a good-sized chunk missing out of the concrete. But besides that, a lot went wrong. Firstly, we spun the motor the wrong way, so
Dude,
the
that
bolt on
ripped
top of the
off chunks of
Beyblade
concrete,
undid
that's just
itself
like
and the
letting it
Beyblade
drop and
dropped
letting the
prematurely,
pure
only
force of
getting
it.
up to like 10% of its maximum speed.
Imagine firing
And then
that
also
out
the
of the
frame
way.
was vibrating so much that the solenoid
absolutely
valve
stuck to the
released
Oh, yeah,
before
definitely.
the maximum speed, knocking the pins off. So we put it all back together and this time reversed the motor and put in a new bolt and tried again.
We're doing it again.
Baby. Oy.
I'm telling you, it's like Jigsaw. He's taking them out one at a time.
There's
Only
still
one
standing
survives.
next to it.
No, only Dude got his thigh just slashed.
And that time
just
it got
crushed
a lot
open.
faster, but
And
the
the last
solenoid
one
valve
foot.
still shook itself loose and released the Beyblade at 50% of this maximum speed. Which was
Well, that's the
actually a
problem
good
now, they
thing,
can't
as
get
the
it at max
Beyblade almost made it out the door, smashing the door
that
frame and
was
concrete
Loctite.
on the edges.
Here, it tried to get out the
Freak out.
door.
It's gonna escape.
So we thought we better be safe and we put a single brick in the way
Oh yeah.
and did another test, this time with the aim of taking off the table's legs. And this time, I'm not going to
Easy.
play any music or talk. I'll just let you watch
What do
the
you think's gonna happen
full
to the
speed
legs?
up of the Beyblade.
Predictions?
Because
Predictions? What's gonna happen to the legs? What do you think is gonna happen to the legs?
You
You think it'll snap it off with just the pure force?
Yes,
Or
I
you
think
think
the
it'll actually
table's
cut?
gonna break.
You think it'll just
The
snap?
table will break, yeah.
The noise that it produces when
I'm
it
just curious
reaches
to see if
full
it'll actually
speed is
saw anything.
absolutely terrifying.
Or if it's just gonna like send the leg flying. So it's holding on for so long. Yeah, they put Loctite, obviously, I think they put Loctite. Or just glue. Some of that, like, glue that one kid used to huff back in kindergarten. You know the kid. Edward. Oh, you out.
No.
Good, Edward. Yo, how did they not team up with the slow-mo guys?
That was
for
the
this?
level of destruction I was looking for. It shot shrapnel past the camera at a ridiculous speed.
It did
almost
saw
started
the
a
other
fire.
leg.
And even cut deeper gouges into the concrete.
That's awesome.
And this was the first one that actually got up to full speed. And the noise it was making was absolutely horrible.
Freaking miserable.
It sounded like a helicopter that was getting closer and closer. And this is how the Viet Cong must have felt when Americans were flying over the jungles and dropping giant Beyblades from the sky. Also,
okay?
that run reached full speed at 4,000 RPM, which means the tips of the Beyblade were traveling at 670 kilometers an hour. But I still want the Beyblade to disintegrate itself. So this time, we're going to try dropping it from the height straight onto the concrete floor.
Do it. Let it rip. Did you used to own a Beyblade?
No, I
I used to own two.
We
My
were
brother
wondering
once
what
got
that
the
noise
freaking,
was,
like,
and it's this bolt which loosened
little thing where you
itself
used to drop
from the
them into.
Beyblade
Yeah.
disc.
Little
But
sweet part.
it still held on
We got
and
it.
it dropped. And because I couldn't really hear the Beyblade anymore, I decided to go and have a look.
Don't!
And almost
kick.
walked into the Beyblade still spinning on the ground at 400 kilometers an hour.
Yes.
It's right in the door, yeah! Yeah, there's no obstruction anymore. It's got a mind of its own. It's become sentient. It's waiting for a chance to like a predator in the night.
Now, even though that wasn't a successful drop, it was really cool looking back on the slow motion footage
That
and
is
seeing the
impressive,
solenoid valve work exactly as we intended, knocking off the pin and releasing the Beyblade while it was doing 4,000 RPM. Okay, we've got time for one more test, and we're going to try and cut this table in half.
This is gonna do it. I just want her to fall over. She's been here the whole time.
Look like MVP, the champion of the freaking match, dude.
40.
This noise never gets easy to listen to. Every part of your body wants to run away.
Is it gonna flame? It's gonna go straight to the
Took out the leg.
That was amazing. Even though it didn't blow up, we spun it fast enough and caused enough destruction to finally allow me to put this Beyblade to rest.
Okay, the table is cut in half.
Like,
I don't know if I can go through that again.
No, I don't want to do anymore. I'm done. I hate that noise.
I also really want to thank my mate, not an engineer, for helping me out with this. And you should go check out and subscribe to his YouTube channel. And also Hamilton for letting me use his property, and his dog for doing more damage to my leg than the actual Beyblade.
More damage than the
Thank you so much for watching. If you like that, please subscribe and watch some of my other videos.
Freaking A, dude. Freaking love it. Dude, he's so freaking... I don't know how... He keeps getting all this junk. Like, he has so much scrap. Ayoo, be sure to join the crew. Please like, follow, and subscribe. And hey, if you like that video, you should check out this stuff.